Hello, my name is Michael Ennis, and my speech will be about punishment with children and how to make them learn from it. So, I'm going to go over my demonstrative act since this will be a nonverbal one at first. So, my demonstrative act will consist of two bells, and with one bell, I will have whoever from the audience I pick, I'll have them click the bell, and if it is the bell that I choose, I will give them a piece of candy. If it is not the bell that I choose, let's say it's this other bell and they ring it, I will be hitting them with a ruler without saying anything. And this is the idea of I want them to do one certain thing instead of the other, so that the stimulus would go towards giving them candy, and they know the bad thing is to click the other bell, which would for them to get hit. After following this, I would do my speech. Here's my speech. How many of you guys have siblings? Have you guys ever had to put them in timeout? Maybe when they do something bad, like break something, you have to give them the good old, you know? See, the thing is that if you want children to learn the thing that you teach them, it's very imperative that you enforce these rules when it comes to rewards and punishments. We're going to take a quick look at who created this idea of operant conditioning and how punishment can work, the forces behind them, and what kind of punishment would work best. Before we get into anything, we have to understand who came up with this idea. That would be the Mac Daddy himself, the man, the myth, and the legend B.F. Skinner. He made something called the operant chamber, and just like my demonstration, the rat and a box. The rat had a key that would turn to get him food. Every time he turns the key, he would get a reward. But with mine, I wanted insert name to press the button I chose. If he got it right, he got candy. If he got it wrong, as you can see, he got hit. And this leads me into my next topic, reinforcers. These are things we do that increase behavior, whether that be positive or negative. Like I said before, we have two types of reinforcers. We have both positive reinforcers, which are simple to understand, and an article by PubMed defines that positive punishment is the addition of an adverse consequence. And this can be seen when a child would cross the street by himself. And this would be bad since it's very dangerous for them. So the mother or the guardian would spank them when they get home and tell them that this is not good. And then the next time they would cross the street, the child would hold the mother's hand. That being said, this creates a safer environment for them. And this is what positive reinforcers would be, creating a safer environment for someone else, or like if you had a sibling or brother, that it creates some sort of safe environment for them as well. The negative reinforcer are the removal of something pleasant, and there are two types of things we have to understand, which are escape learning, and this is the elimination of something unpleasant that the stimulus to negatively reinforce the behavior, and avoidance learning, which there are some sort of things that we have to do before punishment happens. And this leads me to my next topic. Positive and negative reinforcers are simple, but the reinforcements are a little bit different. Hear me out. Kids do something good, we reward them. They do something bad, we punish them. It gets as simple as that. But let's take this into consideration. A child breaks your one-of-a-kind stage-used Cinderella glass shoe. And for this situation, we talk about something called omission training. And an article by linkspringer.com defines omission training as a form of punishment in the event which a positive event is withdrawn contingent on the occurrence of a target behavior. And this basically means that when we were kids, the "this isn't fair" term was actually fair. An example of this is when our parents would take our phones when we have bad grades. Who's been there, Like, for me personally, I don't want to make my grades higher so I can get my phone back. And this is what the parent wants. The parent wants us to learn from the situation we've done so we can therefore get our phone back and raise the grade, right? And this is something that a lot of parents would do with their children. They would take away something valuable, and in turn, they would get something better back. One thing I like to point out is that if punishment is given, it works best when it's immediately done after the behavior and if it is harsh. What I'd like for you guys to understand is that punishment doesn't have to be bad. From omission training states that it's the importance of an actual punishment is We don't always have to give the belt or the chocolate to the kids that when they do something bad. From B.F. Skinner's point of view, to the operant box, to his enforcers, we understood that punishment has some backup to itself, and it's not all just smacking the heck out of a child, but also teaching them to do better. Thank you.